What's good, everyone? In today's video, I'm going to be giving you 5 tips to reach diamond rank on the new map Storm Point for Season 11. I will cover things like the current legend and weapon meta, what type of playstyles you're going to need to adapt to on this map, and what sort of IQ you need all around to make it out of whichever rank you're stuck in and flourish into diamond rank. If you're new here, my channel centers around helping you guys improve at Apex. I make multiple ranked guides every split. I've done a solo to masters guide back in season 8, and I always cover how to reach diamond rank as well. I usually give tips on what it takes to reach these ranks solo, but those days are behind me. If you're solo queuing ranked, I'll talk about that more in a moment, but just know if you're looking for teammates this season, you can join my Discord with over 2,000 members, many of who are active and always looking for teammates. The link will be in the pinned comment below. Before I get into these 5 tips, let me talk about solo queuing the diamond. Now, I've done it many times before, like I said, but I refuse to do it anymore. It just takes up too much time and it's way too frustrating these days. And since I always get comments about solo queuing the diamond on these videos like, oh, I can't do it, my teammates are this or that, here's my advice. First, these 5 tips I'm about to give you will apply to your solo queue journey. But also, making it to diamond or master solo requires 2 things. One, you can just carry your team like 90% of the time if that's possible, but this will be extremely difficult because a lot of teammates won't care to follow you and they're just going to go off and do their own thing. The other way to do it is you just got to have a lot of time on your hands. Maybe you play every day for 2 to 3 hours, and as long as you gain little by slowly, you can easily hit diamond towards the end of the split. But either way, it's up to you guys on what you want to decide to do this split. I like to take the more efficient way of playing with friends and getting there quicker and doing it and having a more enjoyable experience. But let's get into these 5 tips. Tip number 1, get familiar with the map. Now this will take some time, but you need to understand the layout of the different points of interest, where potential end zones can be, where's high ground, where's low ground, all of that stuff. Ranked is so team oriented these days. Most teams are using comms, playing close together, and developing different angles in any given fight. The more familiar you are with the map, the more you can anticipate what's happening in a fight. If you don't know entrances and exits of a building you're holding, you can easily get surprise attacked and just have to go next. This will take time. There's really no shortcuts besides playing and watching others play on the map. And I just noticed from my ranked experience, I really got to see a lot more of the map compared to the public matches that I played. But several deaths were a direct result of me just not knowing layouts of specific areas and getting clipped up. The biggest thing you can do is learn from that and try not to let it happen again. If you watch any high-level player in Apex, you will really start to see how they use map awareness to be a key component to their skill set and how it can help them win many different fights. I recommend you try to emulate what they do and try to implement it into your gameplay. If you guys are enjoying this video, please do me one favor and smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Smashing a like button not only is proven in helping you reach diamond rank, but it will only take a second of your time. Helps the video out tremendously, so thank you for doing that. Tip number 2, adapt to the legend meta on this map. This map is huge, as I'm sure most of you know, and has a lot of open areas with a lot of high and low ground. Now, I recently made a tier list for Season 11, but with playing ranked, I feel like you have more options this season than ever. The legends my team used were Wraith, Ash, Gibby, Caustic, Bloodhound, Seer, Valk, or Horizon. Now that doesn't mean you can't make it to diamond playing whoever your main is, but those are some of my favorite legends for this split. I believe it's crucial to have at least 1 mobility legend on this map, and maybe even 2. The 3rd legend should be a recon legend like Bloodhound or Seer, or potentially a defensive legend like Gibby or Caustic. And I know people love Octane, but we never ran an Octane, so I won't tell you to. The jump pad audio they added really takes away any sort of silent rotation that used to be a thing from the past couple seasons. I think you can get more utility out of any of the other 4 mobility legends I previously mentioned, but ultimately it's going to come down to you and your playstyle. Tip number 3, get early kill points and play for endgame. Now they did change the RP system this season. If you didn't know, it's like the Pythagorean theory. It's very complex. But the simplest way I can explain it is you get less RP for killing a lower rank than you, and you get more RP for killing a higher rank than you. If you kill the same rank as you, it's the normal RP amount that you would normally get. Now they also increased the kill point cap from 6 to 7 this season. Now regardless of these changes, you can't control who's in your lobby, so I don't see a reason to switch up game plans. We landed a few specific drop spots consistently. Places like Launchpad and Barometer, or really wherever looked open, but mostly Launchpad and Barometer. We would welcome if one team wanted to contest us, and more times than not, we would win the fight off drop, get looted, and just play for end game and the win. If more than one team wanted to contest us, we decided to not go there. We would try to land somewhere more free. If you run around trying to kill every team, you usually get 3rd or 4th partied, and that just sucks. But on the flip side, if you don't have any KP, the RP system doesn't really favor that a whole lot this season. So you got to find the right balance of KP and placement. And I feel like if you get 2 to 3 KP off drop and then get to end game, it's highly likely you will get another 1 to 3 KP. And if you win, you're basically maxed out on points. Tip number 4, you have to have some medium to long range weapons on your squad this split. The weapon meta on this map really favors long range encounters because there's a lot of open, high, and low ground. And I know it's not that fun, but it's something my team had to adapt to. We would run triple takes or any of the snipers, charge rifle, longbow, and then have one close range gun. Guns like shotguns or SMGs are what I recommend. All of the shotguns are viable this season. They're all pretty balanced. I do love the Peacekeeper and the Mastiff though. And if you're not a fan of them, then I recommend using the Car or the Volt or even an R99. But just know, if you go double close range on this map, I think it will really hinder you in a lot of the fights. You're going to see a lot of other teams running medium to long range weapons, and that will kind of force your hand to do the same. Otherwise, when you start to get gunned down by triple takes across the map, you won't be able to fight them unless you close the gap on them. Now, obviously, the triple take is the most OP long range gun this season for a multitude of reasons, and you're going to keep seeing that unless they put through another hut patch nerf on it. Time will tell, but for now, that weapon is S tier on this map. I do find it really annoying how every season Apex leaves at least one weapon to be more OP than the other guns, but I'm hoping they will fix that here shortly. At least it's not the L-Star, I guess. Tip number 5, don't play scared, play smart. Lots of players I encounter in these lobbies either do 2 things: run at you brainless and die for it, or run away from you with no plan to ever engage. You want to think about your situation in any game. Do you need KP? Do you and your squad have decent loot to fight? What are the weapons and armor you're going against compared to your own? All of these things play a role in the fights you should take. Now, I always assess what team is our biggest threat, and I say this often to my teammates. And sometimes you can get caught up in too many teams in the area. You could have each member of your squad shooting at a different team. That's really important to focus fire squads, and you will see this the higher you move up in the ranks. And I'm gonna give you a huge tip here that any sweaty player uses. They don't run to disengage, they run to reposition, to change the circumstances of the fight, from opponents having a better position to them having a better position. And then the pendulum shifts. They have the upper hand now. Watch how good teams do this and learn to do it yourself. Make sure to have a game plan for every situation you find yourself in, and make sure your teammates all get on the same page during an engagement. Now, I'm also gonna give you one more bonus tip here, and this is for navigating finding the right teammates for you. I don't think I've ever talked about this before, but it's gotta be said. I see this often where players squad up, play 1 or 2 games, get toxic at one another, and then stop playing. Listen, if you have 0 people skills, you will struggle finding teammates in Apex Legends. Be cool to one another and make sure constructive criticism is something y'all can deal with. You obviously want the skill of your teammates to be similar to yours, but if you just cycle LFG all day, you're missing a key factor here. Battle Royales have so much RNG in them. Look at the ALGS. A different team wins it practically every time. Now, does that mean everybody in those lobbies isn't similarly skilled? No. It just means you gotta learn to develop chemistry with one another, polish your communication skills, and execute. Sometimes things won't go your way, and that's okay. You gotta stay confident and go next. If you follow these 6 tips, I can't guarantee you'll make it to diamond, but I can say confidently, this is how you do it. Good luck, have fun. Thanks for watching this video. If you're new here, please consider subscribing for more Apex content. That's gonna be it for me. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.